Welcome everyone. My name is Arman Lashkari, and today I'll be walking you through JPM Chase's financial performance from 2022 through 2024. Let's first begin with the income statement. Between 2022 and 2024, JPM Chase saw a substantial increase in total net revenue, up by nearly $49 billion. Interestingly, this growth came from both non-interest revenue and net interest income. And as of 2024, revenue was split roughly evenly between the two, with the net interest income slightly leading at 52%. While interest income increased by 37%, interest expense rose at the same pace, highlighting JPM's aggressive strategy in earning from interest even at a high cost. What matters most, though, is the net income. Over this 3-year period, not only did the net income increase in dollar terms, but also as a percentage of revenue. This means that the bank is becoming more efficient at turning revenue into profit, which ultimately benefits the shareholders. Turning onto the balance sheet, JPM continues to finance over 90% of its assets through liabilities, which is typical for a large bank, and around 60% of those liabilities come from customer deposits. Despite this high leverage, JPM has grown its asset base by $335 billion and improved its retained earnings, signaling both growth and resilience. Now let's break down JPM Chase's performance using the DuPont framework. As of 2024, JPM's net profit margin climbed to nearly 33%, a solid indicator of its ability to control costs and improve profitability. This upward trend over the 3 years shows consistent financial health. And looking at asset turnover, JPM Chase remains efficient, even though the raw number is low. Among its peers like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup, it leads in asset turnover, equity multiplier, and return on equity, which is very impressive for a firm already operating at such a scale. While the equity multiplier has been decreasing slightly, meaning that they're relying just a bit less on debt, they still heavily leveraged. Overall, the DuPont analysis confirms that JPM Chase's superior ROE is driven by both strong profit margins and efficient asset use, despite the high leverage. Now let's look at the year-over-year profit and loss trends. In 2024, JPM Chase posted a record net income of $58.5 billion, an 18% jump from the prior year. The standout driver? A 23% increase in non-interest revenue, boosted by stellar investment banking and trading performance. Net interest income also contributed, rising by 4% due to higher interest rates and loan growth. On the cost side, non-interest expense rose only 5%, showing tight control even as the firm continued investing in growth. They did set aside more for credit losses, which is around $10.7 billion, due to rising net charge-offs and risk adjustments, but even that wasn't enough to derail the company's overall performance. By the numbers, JPM posted a return on assets of 1.46% and a return on equity of nearly 17%. With a dividend payout ratio of 30%, its substantial growth rate stood at about 12.6%. These are all strong indicators of a disciplined capital management and earnings power. Let's pivot to stock performance. From April 2022 to April 2025, JPM Chase's stock has surged nearly 120% over that time, compared to just 30% rise in the S&P 500, which is a significant outperformance over a 3-year period. While the stock did face some recent volatility reflected by its beta of 1.15, this is fairly typical for a financial institution with exposure to market and credit risks. Short-term dips are natural, but over time, JPM's consistent fundamentals and growing profitability have driven long-term returns. Even with the stock trading near all-time highs, the firm remains an attractive long-term hold in any portfolio. This historical trend supports the idea that patient investors are likely to be rewarded. To wrap up, JPM Chase has delivered strong balanced growth across its financials from revenue to net income and shareholder returns. The DuPont analysis confirms its efficient operations, and its year-over-year results highlight disciplined cost management and strategic growth. On top of that, the stock's long-term performance reinforces confidence in the company's future. For investors, analysts, and students alike, JPM Chase continues to be a standout example of strong financial management in the banking industry. Thank you guys for your time.